Step number 3, conditioning. There are many different conditioning products, wood conditioners on the market. One of the most known is benite. I like to use Everett wood conditioner because it is very fast drying. You can see it right here. Again, pour a little bit in the container. You can use a brush to condition the wood. I like to work with 100% cotton lid-free cloths. It is, in my opinion, a little faster, and it is also a lot cheaper. So again, apply a fairly generous coat of wood conditioner. It is very thin and it applies very easy. It has a consistency of water. It goes on very easy and it spreads around. Wood absorbs it real well, and it will dry very, very fast. So after you apply wood conditioner, you will be ready to apply your stain within the next hour, hour and a half, depending on the temperature. The door is conditioned, and when it is dry, it will be ready for step number 4. Okay, we're down to step number 4, staining. So the cabinet door has been prepped, it's been conditioned. Now, after it's dry, what we want to do is we take quadruple zero steel wool, and we'll lightly steel wool our conditioned cabinet door. Also, steel wool with the grain. You'll achieve much better results with that. What steel wool does, it takes out the minute imperfections. As the conditioner dries, it raises the grain ever so slightly, and now with steel wool we just snuck all those tiny little particles back down. After steel wooling is complete, take your tack rag again, warm it up a little bit in your hands, and wipe off your cabinet door. Okay, we are ready to apply our stain. As I said earlier, this is a whitewash stain, so this is a type of stain that has a lot of pigment in it, and it goes on almost like paint. So apply a very generous coat of the stain at first. I also use lint-free 100% cotton cloth, for I think that it is a little easier to work with than a brush. So when I'm applying stain, I'm also making sure that I'm rubbing it in. I'm applying a fair amount of pressure to press all the stain into the grain of wood. Again, this is called whitewash stain, which really has a feel of a glaze, if you will, or a semi-transparent paint, very thin paint. Alright, so once everything's been applied, once the stain's been applied, we spread it. And then even it out with single pass, creating that unique texture and strokes of whitewash cabinetry. It is important to do few passes to evenly distribute the stain. because unlike other stains, whitewash has very poor penetrating properties. So, as I said, essentially it sits on top of wood without penetrating too deep into the grain because it has so much pigment in it. Alright, and the stain is applied. Step 4 is finished. After our stain have dried, and dry times vary depending on the manufacturer of the stain, typically it is 4 to 8 hours. In this particular case, it's been 6 hours. It is dry, so it is time for our final step, which is clear coat. First thing we do again is we lightly steel wool our stained cabinet door with the grain, very little pressure, quadruple zero steel wool. This again will knock off every minute imperfections. We take our tack rag, warm it up, and then wipe our cabinet clean. This will pick up all the little hairs and little imperfections that we just knocked down. It is time for our final step. For this type of job, I like to use 4-inch synthetic handcrafted brush by Purdy. A lot of brush strokes. It almost feels like you're pulling it off. Almost feel like you're not applying any varnish at all. But in fact you do. Another crucial thing to remember is that when you are in the last step of clear coating, it is important that you are done with all the sanding. You're done with all dust making, all activities that produce dust, in other words, because all the dust that's in the air will settle on the clear coat, resulting in rough surface. So there you have it. It's been stripped, sanded, conditioned, stained, and now it's been clear coated. After 24 hours, it will get steel wooled one more time, then wiped with tack rag, and the second coat will go on. And after another 24 hours, this cabinet door is ready for install.